Today I'm talking about the 3 biggest mistakes that brands make when it comes to their content marketing. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this short video. I wanted to quickly cover today the mistakes that brands are making when it comes to their content marketing, because they're making quite a lot of mistakes and I see a ton of content. Like running the agency, doing social media work, doing all the work that we do, we just see so much content and we see some big mistakes that brands are making. So I wanted to go through those today and teach you guys how to avoid these mistakes. Now the number 1 offense or mistake that I see a lot of brands make is that they make their content marketing about themselves. And this is, you could say, okay, this is brand building, or this is, sometimes this is fine in some settings, and I agree with you. Sometimes there's a lack of branded content marketing out there, brand content about your brand. Branded content marketing. But typically when we talk about content marketing, a lot of brands make it about me. Me, we are so great, we do this is our service, this our product, and there's times for that. For the most part, your content shouldn't be about you, it should be about your customers' pain, right? It should really be about what are your customers' problems, what are your customers' problems, what are their challenges, how are you going to actually solve that for them? So this is where I see a lot of brands make mistakes. They're trying to go about themselves. They're trying to talk only about the things that they do and how great they are, and this just doesn't work anymore. People don't really care that much about you. What they care about is, what are my issues, what are my pains, how can you help me solve them? So one of the key things that I think a lot of brands need to do is they need to look at their content and say, okay, is this too much about us? Is this like, top ways we increase productivity at our company? Or the top 3 ways that we did this? Or the 3, best things about our product and things like that? It doesn't work. You need to start writing, producing video content, social media content, all that kind of content, and make it about your customers' pains. Now, how do you go about finding out what kind of pains they have? It's simple. One of those things is ask them. Content marketing should be to help customers. Ask them outright, ask other customers that you've done business with. What were your challenges and how did we solve them? You can also look at forums. You can go into, for example, one of the good ways of finding good content is if you go to, or a good topics for content, it is if you go to Quora, for example. So Quora, if you don't know what that is, but oh man, I can't spell Quora to save my life, Quora.com is a question and answer site, right? So people are asking questions. Like, how do you do X? Where do I find information about Y? So this is a very good place to find out what kind of questions people are asking me, or asking of all brands, or asking in general, right? So I think this is a really good stop for brands that don't know where to start with their content. And you can say this is leading into my second point, which is they're not using data to create their content, alright? So what you can do as a brand, and what you should do as a brand, is you should look into what's the actual data, because you can go out and create a ton of different content. You can say, oh, we're gonna make X blog posts, or we're gonna make this video, or we're gonna, whatever it is, but it's honestly not rooted in what are people actually searching for. So a lot of ways that you can do this is you can use Google AdWords, like the keyword planner, so you can find out, what are people actually searching. So go and use the Google AdWords keyword finder, and this is gonna tell you how many people are searching that phrase, or that key phrase rather. So you can go in and say, okay, I want to find out how many people are searching like, how to do this, or, I have this issue, or whatever those sort of things are around your industry. You can use Google AdWords keyword finder to find out what are they searching, and how much traffic is there. Because it makes no sense to build content if nobody is searching for it, if nobody's going for that, if that's not your target audience. The other thing that you can do to find what you should go for is take a look at BuzzSumo. So BuzzSumo.com basically gives you article ideas. So if you put in something like video marketing, right, like say I'm doing video marketing right now, alright, and you put in the term video marketing. It's gonna give you a whole bunch of articles that have to do with video marketing, and it's gonna show you how well those performed in social media, for example. So it's gonna say, okay, this video marketing, maybe it's like, how to get into video marketing, is one of the top articles. Let's just say that It's gonna say, oh, that got, 500 shares on Facebook, 300 shares on Twitter, and so and so and so. So it's actually gonna give you a really competitive breakdown of how much traction that actual article is getting. So you can use BuzzSumo.com to get a good sense of what content should we even build. And a lot of companies will actually use this BuzzSumo to find out what content they should do and then try to make something better. Try to do sort of what's called the skyscraper method that's been basically developed by Brian Dean over at Backlinko.com, which is a really great SEO site if you're looking. He basically has like this strategy of finding the top articles in any space and in any industry, and then doing your skyscraper method, which is like build the better content. How do you compete in that? How do you build something on top of that? So if somebody has the top 10 video marketing tips, then make the top 20, right, beat them. So that's another place that you can look for when it comes to actually creating your content. The other one that I like to get into, the other place that's really great, is AnswerThePublic.com. AnswerThePublic.com is a site where you can put in a term. Say, for example, you're selling shoes. Alright, I use shoes all the time. I don't know why, maybe it's cause everybody has to have some. So shoes, you can put in, the term shoes, and it's gonna give you a taxonomy of a whole bunch of keywords and key phrases that people are using in relation to shoes, right? What are they searching when it comes to shoes? So this is gonna give you a bunch of stuff like, I don't know where to buy shoes, what shoes are in style, what do I do to clean my shoes, how do I keep my shoes white, or how do I keep my shoes black, or whatever it is. Like how do I keep, how to buy, or what's the best pink shoes, I don't know, because I'm wearing pink today, maybe that's where I'm focused on. But it's gonna give you a bunch of stuff, a bunch of queries that people are asking in Google and other places. So it's gonna give you a really good list of, hey, we should write our article about this. Hey, we should do this video, we should that video, we should do this, yada, yada, yada. So going back off of our first tip, don't write content about yourself, write content about your customers' pains and how to solve those pains. Then use places like BuzzSumo, AnswerThePublic.com, and Quora to find out exactly what questions people have, what pains they have, so you can write content for that. The third mistake that I see brands make when it comes to content is they're